What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost. We're back for Smackdown Live, Smackdown 1000 for October 15, 2018. We did just watch Smackdown Live 1000 tonight, where we had the return of Edge. We had Rey Mysterio in his first match back in WWE in over since the greatest Royal Rumble, but his first singles match in over 4 years. So Smackdown 1000 was not a bad show at all this time around. But I am going to say that the ending where they had The Undertaker come out was kind of a little bit disappointing. With the fact that they had this guy come all the way to Texas, dress up as The Undertaker, wait 2 hours, and then speak less than 15 words, and that was it. The show started off, of course, we did have all 3 McMahons like we did about 25. We had a tag team title match. We had 2 World Cup matches to decide who's going to go to this World Cup, which it's 8 for 8. 8 for 8. Every single person in the World Cup was born in the United States. Every single one of them. So, can somebody tell me what is, like, does WWE know what a World Cup is? Because so far, all I see for this World Cup is it's just USA. It's just all USA. And True TV started the show. We'll talk about it in a second. We also had the Cutting Edge with Edge, who was out there to try to be a moral compass between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. He did bring Becky out. And again, WWE continues down this path of trying to make Becky Lynch a complete heel. And you take the guy, one of the guys who, for the majority of his career, was a dick heel who gave no fucks about anyone but himself, to try and sit here and take it just made no sense what they did this for. No sense at all. They gave you him coming out for him to try and talk Becky Lynch some sense into Becky, how if she continues down this path, she's going to be alone, and it's like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with WWE? It just makes no sense why they would even do this. But WWE went with it anyway, and here we go. Before we go anywhere else, I will mention that you are going to get this a good bit, like an hour or so later than usual, for the simple fact is that YouTube was down for about an hour, and I waited because I like to do my audio clips for this, and I get mine from YouTube. So we had to wait till about 10:30, 11 o'clock to get YouTube back up. So you guys will be getting this probably past midnight. Anyway, the show started off with Truth TV when Stephanie, I guess, was the guest when Shane came out, and then Vince McMahon himself to make everything as it is. Mr. McMahon interrupts Truth TV and we're just going to leave it at that.
In all the years,
Carmella is decked out in this like sequin silver dress. By the way, she is definitely looking like she has these big hoop rings for whatever reason. But it was True TV again, and I'm surprised The Miz didn't have a problem with this because last time True TV he had a problem with. So yeah.
TV has been on air. We've had
Carmella's like, what?
Of memorable history-making moments, but none of them
Carmella's like, what?
As tonight.
I hate to break it to you, but had one episode, and he got canceled.
Hold that thought. I think it's time for dance break. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Yeah. This is embarrassing. This is humiliating. Oh, come on.
Oh god.
That was amazing.
She handed Kim cue cards, and then he's like, this person needs no introduction. Goes another dance break, and then he's like, here's our first guest, and it was Stephanie McMahon. And the viewership for SmackDown Live just dropped over half 50% of the audience left because Stephanie McMahon. They're like, "Ooh, Philadelphia's playing Boston tonight. Let's go watch that."
It's interesting because I was the first ever general manager of Smackdown.
The only time that anybody after the Attitude Era, the only time anyone really cared probably of Stephanie McMahon being on SmackDown was when she was the general manager, back when she was a babyface. The only time she really was a babyface.
Yes, I was, and I had a vision. And let me just say, it's so incredible to see that vision come to life right here tonight on the 1000th episode of SmackDown. So, Truth, go ahead.
Hey, Steph. My first question is... Here comes the money! Wait a second.
Shane returns, finally. That's great to see.
You know, I think we all agree, seeing that video package start the show...
Oh, by the way, they did have a great video package before SmackDown Live where they showed highlights of the first few years, the mid-2000s, ruthless aggression, and everything else in between. It is a really great package. I would not play it on here because I'll probably get it with a copyright claim for the music that they probably used. But if it is on their YouTube page, if you do want to see it, go check it out. It is a pretty darn good... video package for the opening for SmackDown Live for 1,000 episodes.
Just flooded my head with so many memories. We all have such amazing history together. And quite frankly, tonight's monumental occasion will not be possible without all of you. So on behalf
Stephanie actually takes her finger, opens her mouth, and does the whole thing. And it's like, really?
of everyone at WWE, we'd like to thank all of you here in attendance and the millions that watch all around the world each and every week for making not only SmackDown, but WWE the success that it is. Thank you.
And just like that, they buy it. They eat it up. You pander to them.
And Stephanie, before Shane all said this, asked, why do I get no love? Well, what you just say here shows you why you get no love from anybody.
Thank them. I mean, really, people, I thought you were a little bit smarter than that. I mean, it's just so easy to say the name of the city. You cheer.
Hey,
Oh,
Stephanie,
thank you.
Stephanie,
You
just-
cheer. I mean, just come on.
Welcome to the A Show.
No, that's the B show. The A show is on Wednesday nights, and you're about to go from the B show to the C show because the B show, and you'll still be the B show because NXT will be A1 and NXT UK will be A2, in my opinion, for now.
Shane, SmackDown is definitely a show, and I love SmackDown, but it is the second longest weekly episodic television show in the United States. What's the
Raw was first. Raw was first.
Monday Night Raw is the first.
But I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, SmackDown has more shows in a row because in the 93-94 year, there was at least 1 or 2 weeks for Raw. I think it was in August because August of 1993, SummerSlam was actually on a Monday, so they didn't have Raw for 1 week. Same thing with the next year, they had, I think, something go on too. But there's at least a couple times where Raw has not been continuous. It's actually missed an episode or two or a Monday or two. SmackDown, I think, has gone straight through from episode 1 to episode 1000.
That's
true.
correct.
We started first.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I mean, on Monday Night Raw, well, we hold things to a higher standard. I mean,
What do you mean? Rinse and repeat where we have the Ascension versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable on a weekly basis. The Dogs of War versus the Shield on a weekly basis. That's probably done after this past week. But how's that a higher standard? You open the show the same way every single week. Higher standard, my ass.
we certainly wouldn't kick off the night with the likes of, no offense, Truth TV.
But yet you're out here, and I have to say, you know, what we try to do.
Very true TV chant.
first. That's a first. Good
And
for you.
Stephanie,
Enjoy
what we
that.
try to
Enjoy
do
that
here
moment.
on SmackDown Live is put things like Truth TV on, or, quite frankly, things that people really want to see. No way.
So Vince McMahon comes out and joins the party.
See the two of you bicker and argue and fight. What they want is to be entertained. You see, it's WWE. The E stands for entertainment. The question is, how are we going to entertain you on SmackDown 1000? Idea?
Wait, guys, you don't need to what? He's got a hearing aid in. He can hear you tonight. It's okay.
Funny. Because he's 70-some years old.
How about dance break? Dance break! Oh, Mr. McMahon read my mind! We've lost him!
So everybody in the ring decides to start dancing, from Stephanie to Shane, Carmella, and R-Truth, and Vince McMahon himself are all dancing to this dance break.
It's the boss! I can't believe this is happening, but I don't want it to end!
Shane dances with Carmella, and that's how Monday Night Raw started. They did have the dance break go on while they went over what was going on tonight, from the World Cup qualifiers to The Undertaker was supposed to return. Cutting Edge was going to be on later in the show. And, yeah, interesting way to start the show. Typical WWE. Then we had AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan versus the Usos. Well, Daniel Bryan was in control for the beginning of this match, and this match was a pretty decent match. It wasn't a show stealer, a barn burner match, but it wasn't a bad match. Daniel Bryan hit the dragon screw on Jimmy, and his knee has been compromised, but Jay does tag in, and he takes control. Calf crusher on Jay, yes lock on Jimmy, and it looks like, oh my god, are we going to get that kind of thing? This is just going to be a short match. No. Jay gets to the ropes, bottom ropes, as they go to break. Both men are down. AJ and Jay were both down as we come back, and both men with the tag. Bryan fires up and hits the hits the kicks in the corner. Then a backflip. Bryan then a suicide dive onto Jay on the outside, followed by a missile drop kick to Jimmy. Yes kicks by Bryan, who gets a 2 count on Jimmy. Styles misses a forearm, but Jimmy is sent to the outside. AJ goes to get Jay. But Bryan, who is back up, goes to take a shot on Jay, on Jay, and misses because Jay moves out of the way, and he lays out AJ Styles. Styles then gets hit with a super kick, and then a double super kick to Daniel Bryan for the 3 count, and the Usos beat AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan in what would I say was a decent match. But honestly, compared to last week's show, which I believe I did put down as the best SmackDown of the year, this show was kind of a down compared to last week. So there is my thoughts on that part. After the match, you see AJ Styles mouthing something to Daniel Bryan as Daniel Bryan gets up from the double super kick as we move on. In the back, they show us Paige, who's talking to someone off screen when Vicky Guerrero comes in. Then Teddy Long rides in and starts doing his little dance, and they start dancing with him. And then John Laurinaitis in a white suit and a blue jacket with a white tie just comes in, points his finger up, smiles for people power, and you can excuse me from Vicky Guerrero, and that's that. Apparently, these 4 general managers came together and decided we're going to have the Bar versus the New Day later in the show. Rusev versus The Miz for the World Cup qualifier. If Rusev won this one, he would be the first of possibly 2 to be from the outside the United States. Unfortunately, that did not happen because Aiden English does interfere and distract Rusev, allowing Miz to roll him up for the 1, 2, 3, and The Miz makes it 7 for 7 for the World Cup. Post-match, Rusev destroys Aiden English. Then we had the New Day versus the Bar. This was if you've seen one New Day match versus the Bar match, then you've seen them all. This one kind of ended differently though. They did have the New Day commentary desk out there. And instead of the New Day, it was Jerry the King Lawler and Booker T, who were there just to have a little bit of guest commentary. You did hear them throughout the match, so yippee. This one ended weirdly because the Big Show ended up putting Kofi Kingston, who was not in the match. It was Big E and Xavier Woods doing duty for this one. Big Show just takes Kofi Kingston and puts him through the announce table. Big E was distracted, turns around into a bro kick, and 1, 2, 3, we have new SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions and a new 3-man group on SmackDown Live as the Big Show has joined with the Bar to become the Bar Show. Really? Big Show on TV on a weekly basis in 2018. Why couldn't he not stay retired? Why are we going to go this way? Please do not do this. Why? We do get a promo from the man himself, John Cena, who was not there. So, two of the biggest guys that we've had on SmackDown, well, the guy who made it what it is, was not even there and didn't even leave a video message. We just got a tweet from him shown, and that was The Rock. John Cena wasn't here either because he's still in China filming with Jackie Chan for the next 2 or 3 months. But he did leave. He did give us a video message.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, there was only Monday Night Raw. Then things changed. A new program emerged.
Cena.
Straight from the trash-talking mouth of the people's champ, The Rock, Smackdown made its way into the dictionary, into your homes. And with it, a new program with a new look and a chance for new talent. Randy Orton, Batista, some weird-looking kid with matching boots and tights who ran down to the ring, slapped Kurt Angle in the face, and claimed he was ruthless and aggressive. I regret slapping Kurt Angle in the face. He didn't deserve it. But I don't regret starting my WWE career on SmackDown. If it wasn't for SmackDown, there would be no John Cena. And what a long, strange trip it's been. From matching boots and tights wacky roll-up guy, to a degree in thugonomics, to an actual rap album that's a real thing, to now. SmackDown 1000. Television milestone. Does not happen without you. I've been so grateful to be invisible in so many episodes of SmackDown and look forward to many, many more. Thank you.
And that we had the match, the ending of the show, which, well, next to, we did have the Cutting Edge, which for some reason I missed that one. But we did have Cutting Edge with Edge and Becky Lynch, followed by Charlotte Flair afterwards. I did skip over this, I don't know why I did, my bad. But yes, we had the Cutting Edge return with Edge, with his special guests, who was supposed to be Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, but before he brought Charlotte out, he did want to have words with Becky Lynch. I would say, wasn't Edge, like, at the Hall of Fame, did he not have just his short hair? Did I miss something? Because Edge looks like Edge did before he retired.
And the last few weeks, I've been watching the show, and I've been watching something happening, and
I hate the fact that they cut it out, because he did talk a little bit up on SmackDown and how for many, many years, SmackDown felt like Edge's show because he built his post-Attitude Era career mostly on SmackDown Live, on SmackDown. He married Vicky Guerrero, he divorced Vicky Guerrero, he won the Heavyweight Championship from The Undertaker, he had a no DQ match with Eddie Guerrero that people still talk to him to this day about, and SmackDown means so much to him that it's his show, and it feels like it's his show, and then he went on with this.
I had to come here tonight and address it. As strange as this sounds, tonight the Rated R Superstar is going to attempt to be SmackDown's moral compass.
Why?
I know, bear with me. All of that being said, I'd like to introduce my first guest here on the Cutting Edge, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky.
Listen to how they feel for Becky. Alright, let's skip ahead.
More than anyone else, I understand what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're going through. Because I wasn't supposed to be the main event. I wasn't supposed to be on the posters.
I wasn't the hand-picked one. I had to fight and scratch and claw and bite for every inch that I earned in this company.
True, all true.
You get it.
I get that you think you're making the right choice in throwing away your friendship with Charlotte.
But you did.
But I'm here to tell you, you didn't make the right choice. Please, hear me out on this, because I made those same choices. If there was a friendship or a relationship that got in my way between me and the top, I stepped on it. I crushed it. I left a trail of burnt bridges. See, here's the thing, Becky. You can win all the championships that you want. Your face can be on all the posters that you want. But the choices you're making, they will change who you are. They will stain your soul. And I'm looking at you, Becky, and I still see a good person in there. I'm going to tell you that the end result of all the choices that you're making right now, you know how it ends? It ends with you sitting in your home, staring at the championships on the wall, reminiscing about all of your accomplishments by yourself.
Coming from a guy who has a best friend in JV, so aka Christian, and a wife and a couple of kids, who was one of the biggest heels in the late 2000s and early 2010, before his injury caught up with him. So having Edge come out here to try and be like, oh, well, we're just going to try and we're going to have him try and talk her out of becoming this badass heel that they wanted to be, which she's not, and she's going to bite back at him, it's just not working.
But Becky, here's the kicker. You won't even like yourself.
You're right. I don't like myself. I love myself.
The crowd, just listen to the crowd. It's not working, Vince.
So condescending to the champ and get out of my ring. Careful you don't hurt your neck again going through those ropes.
It's not working. Charlotte comes out.
You love what you become? Then you're gonna love what I do to you.
Why would she not love what she's become? She's loved the fact that she got tired of your crap, tired of you getting handed every opportunity after opportunity after opportunity when you haven't deserved it. She finally has become SmackDown Women's Champion, which she should have been at least one or two more times since she had her first title reign. And then, what was it, 2016? Early 2017? Yeah, if I was Becky Lynch, I would love what I become, because I become somebody who is not going to let anybody walk all over me. I'm somebody who isn't going to be a shill for anyone else. I'm not going to be somebody's lackey or somebody's sidekick. Becky Lynch made the right choice, and people are behind her because nobody believes Charlotte Flair is a babyface. So she attacks.
Members have flared up. Once again, these two former best friends intent on destroying one another. Looking at right where they left off from last week. They're going to have the opportunity to destroy one another over the Smackdown Women's Champion and Evolution. Officials struggling to separate these two. Between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Oh, and Charlotte is not done. Again, dropping Lynch.
So we really need to have Edge come back just for that. You brought Edge, who is off doing his podcast with Christian, and whatever else he's doing, maybe he's still doing a show on Sci-Fi. I'm not sure if that show's still around. Whatever. But having this guy come back to pretty much try to be a moral compass to a storyline where the person who's supposed to be the bad guy is beloved by everybody, is a justified heel to WWE. She is justified. Everybody's behind her. It's not working. Nobody's buying this shit. And this is what you brought Edge back for. Let's talk about the Evolution thing, because that also happened on night 2, where they did bring the entire Evolution. They did bring Batista, which it looked great to see him back. He does have a little bit of hair this time compared to the last time he was there. Ric Flair was here too, so was Randy Orton. Randy Orton was not in his heel persona. He was breaking kayfabe from what he usually does to do this whole Evolution thing. The great thing about this Evolution reunion is that we didn't see Sanity come out and get buried, or New Day come out and get buried, or some young other up-and-coming talent like Andrade Cien Almas coming out to get buried. It was just these 4 guys cutting promos, and that was it.
How do you celebrate something so monumental as 1,000 episodes? You bring together the one group that epitomizes the word evolution.
That's regular Ric Flair for you.
1,000? Are you kidding me? This is a lifetime. And it makes more to be out here with this group. Coming down that aisle, listening to that song with you gentlemen sure brings back some fond memories. What better way for a young kid in this business to get his start with these gentlemen in a little group called Evolution. But that's exactly what it was. It was just a start. Since then, I have kept on evolving. And while Triple H, you've been running the show, and while Ric Flair, you've been living vicariously through your daughter's achievements, and while Dave Batista has spent more time in a makeup chair than in this ring, I have been busting my ass night in, night out to make a name for myself, to cement my legacy, and that is exactly what I plan on doing. Evolution. Do you realize how special this is? Do you realize how the molecules change in the room when the 4 of us walk in this building? The energy changes. When Line in the Sand plays, it is a different vibe. This is a special group. 4 world champions brought together to build a force, to build an army. Never been done before, hasn't been done since. It will never be done. This is special.
Even though they tried.
Randy Orton, 13-time world champion. The first time I laid eyes on that kid in OVW, I knew he was special. I knew he was special. Rick knew he was special. Hunter knew he was special. The WWE Universe knew he was special. He has more talent in his pinky than half the guys who have ever stepped foot in this ring.
True. And has let that talent go to his head sometimes, but yes, it is very true that Randy Orton is one of the most talented guys when he wants to be. There are times, that everyone knows that Randy Orton would, just phone it in. But when Randy Orton is on and is serious about what he's doing, this dude is one of the best in the ring.
Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, Space Mountain, the 16-time world champion. There's nothing I can tell you about him that you don't already know. Or could I?
He just shakes his head.
Not again. Just like old times. And last but not least, this guy. The Game.
Here it comes.
14-time world champion. This man has single-handedly changed this business. He runs this business. This man is this business. 14-time world champion. There is nothing this man hasn't done in this business.
Here it comes.
Except beat me.
Oh, but you know the Blitz has to ponder that one for a second. Batista has this like stare on him, it's like, you know I'm coming for you. And Triple H starts staring at him. Randy Orton's behind Triple H with him a second. He's just like, like, man, did it get a little tight in here or something? Did it like the air get a little tight in here? Ric Flair comes between them. And then they just hug it out. If that's not a setup for a Triple H and Batista match at WrestleMania, I don't know what is. That is definitely 100% a setup. And honestly, we'll just see what happens as we go down. But that definitely cannot be the last time we see Batista in a WWE ring. That was just too much of a perfect setup with the fact that he just put that dig in there. It's like, yeah, he's done everything but beat me. And then just the look, the stare down between the two, and then Ric Flair just like talks them down. And that was your return of a faction debut on SmackDown, because with Evolution, even when they had their, it seemed like even when they had their feud with the Shield in 2014, I don't even think Evolution ever showed up on SmackDown. Then we had Rey Mysterio. We had Rey Mysterio versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the eighth and final spot in the World Cup. And after The Miz won against Rusev earlier in the night, I already knew who was going to win this match. It was kind of obvious from the beginning anyway that it was going to be Rey Mysterio. So 8 for 8. 8 for 8. The so-called World Cup is everybody is from one country. Oh, people are like, oh, Rey Mysterio represents Mexico. He's from Mexico. He is from the United States. He was born in California. Born and raised and lives in California. His uncle might be from Mexico, but Rey Mysterio himself is from California. So, it's not a World Cup. It is a United States Cup. That is all it is. It is the United States Cup. And if anybody hasn't fucking been critical about WWE putting on this farce yet, besides me, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Rey Mysterio beats him with a 619 in a little frog splash off the top rope for the 3 count, and Rey Mysterio moves on, making it 8 for 8. After the match, the bell tolls, and Undertaker comes out. And I swear, this is all you get.
Strong, chanting on their feet for the Phenom. At Crown Jewel. I've got 3 words for DX. Rest in peace.
That's it. 13 words. 13 words. Undertaker who was flown in, probably private on McMahon's private jet. He probably came in with the McMahons on their private jet with his wife, or on their tour bus from wherever they were when they did the nice little taping. But 13, they had him come in, get all dressed up as the all costume up for his Undertaker role. Wait 2 hours, come out, and he speaks 13 words. What a waste of time. What a colossal waste of time. You're going to have The Undertaker come back to SmackDown for the first time in 2 years. For the first time in 2 years. And that's what we're going to get? Give me a break. What was the point? What was the fucking point? What was the absolute point? I don't get it. So, that was SmackDown 1000. Was it a great show? No. Was it a better show than Raw? Yes, because Raw has been nothing but a dumpster fire. But what was the point? What was the little point of having The Undertaker come out? So, 1,000 episodes down for SmackDown. Congratulations to WWE. But we move on to next week, which is the go-home shows to Evolution, which, by the way, and I kind of figured it was going to, had absolutely no build tonight outside of Charlotte versus Becky Lynch. No other names were added to the Battle Royal because this was SmackDown Live 1000. They didn't want to say anything, but yeah. So for Evolution, we have Charlotte versus Becky, we have Nikki versus Ronda, we have the Battle Royal, we have the tag team match, we have Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler, and we have the Mae Young Classic Final. That's 6 matches, and apparently the UK Women's Championship will also be on the line, so that's 7 matches. I guess that's Evolution right there. 7 matches. Okay, fine, whatever. But that is your SmackDown Live review for SmackDown 1000, October 16, 2018. And I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys next week, tomorrow for NXT. So what's going on for tomorrow? Everyone probably wants to know. Well, my day is very busy, and because I'm helping out my girlfriend with her kids during the day, so NXT UK will be watched and reviewed as soon as I get home. NXT will be reviewed an hour after NXT UK goes on. An hour or so after NXT UK goes up, and then Mae Young Classic will still go on Thursday as normal. When the Mae Young Classic is over, NXT review for regular NXT until things change will be on Thursdays, where NXT UK will be the Wednesday upload, because I don't really care like doing the doubling down on videos a day for wrestling, but as of right now, that's all I can do for these. So I will be here tomorrow for NXT UK, then NXT, and then the Mae Young Classic on Thursday, and then we're going to talk about, on Unscripted this week, Austin Aries, and my thoughts on everything that went down at Bound for Glory, and much, much more. Until then, find me on Twitter at TheFrost, find me on twitch.tv/TheFrost08, hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like this video, or dislike it if you want to, and I will see you guys tomorrow for NXT, the premiere episode of NXT UK, and then NXT, where we will probably find out, maybe, who attacked Aleister Black, and the double main event of Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair, and the Undisputed Era versus the War Raiders. I cannot wait. See you then.